Hi, my name is Sean Linden. I'm the writer and director of Hunter x Hunter, and you are listening to the Horror Squad podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Horror Squad podcast. This is episode number 390, where tonight we'll be talking about Eden Lake. I don't know what year it came out. You'll find out later when I
Two,
look it up on this
2008.
episode. 2008, Eden Lake, ladies and gentlemen. Steve is always here to rescue us. You hear, Steve? Todd is here as well, looking handsome as
Hello.
always.
Kid.
Gentlemen, how are you? How's your week been? Happy Canada Day. Happy 4th.
Yeah, we got
How
two
are your holidays?
we got two national holidays for our once close ally and to be close ally again. It's just a little snafu. It's hot as fuck, man. I'm not gonna complain too much because it's I guess a first world problem. My AC's out for like 2 weeks now. And this heat wave and it sucks ass. But hey, you get fans, you get a cold glass of water, you sit around in your boxers and you call it a day. So 4th of July is quiet. My family's on vacation, and if you follow me on Letterboxd, you'll see I had like 30 fucking movies this past week because annually they go on vacation. I stay home with the dogs and work and all that stuff. And then I watch my backlog of movies, whether it's new editions of Blu-rays or 4Ks that I bought I haven't watched yet, or a new movie altogether. But got through my entire list and I had a good time watching a bunch of stuff. Steve?
But what would you say is the highlight? Like, if you had to pick one
Oh,
movie out of all the ones you watch, which one?
Oh my gosh. One movie out of all I watched. Let me pull up the list real quick. It was like 27 of the damn things.
Because I bet you it's not Eden Lake.
It's not Eden
oh.
Lake. Eden Lake was we'll talk about later. Um, well, I did like watching Sinners because I finally got around to that. I'm gonna use that for what watched because that wasn't a highlight for me. Honestly, probably Time Crimes. If you guys have seen that movie or know about it, it's a movie from Spain.
Oh.
And I love like time loop movies, where something happens, right? Like Back to the Future. They keep going back to the same loop and looping over and over again. But this one's fun because I've watched it before, but if you like time travel, I highly recommend it, which I'll talk more about in what watch. But yeah, seeing Time Crimes game is really fun.
Ooh.
Cool.
4.5, Todd. My goodness.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
I'll add it to the list.
So, Joe, how was your 4th of July? I see you still have your 10 digits, so that's good.
My what?
Your 10 fingers.
Oh, yes. No,
Ten fingers and one pee-pee.
no, I'm not a firework guy, Not a firework guy. I'm all for the drone shows. Get rid of
Shows.
fireworks. The drone shows are way cooler. Fireworks, you've seen one firework, you've seen them all. I I'm
Question
not a
about
firework guy.
question about your fireworks situation. Are they legal
Yes.
over there?
No, they're actually illegal in
Illegal.
Massachusetts. Yeah. But obviously all the towns and cities do it, and people smuggle them over from New Hampshire. They're legal
What
in New Hampshire,
happened,
right
man?
over the
Boston
border.
started America, dude. If Boston can't have fucking fireworks, nobody can. 100% legal in Kentucky. We're talking bombs,
Hmm.
rockets, fucking everything. So I think it's pretty
Yeah.
wild.
I mean, the cops don't bother anyone. Obviously, on the 4th, everyone's setting them off, all the illegal fireworks and stuff like that. So, but yeah, the rest of the year, I wouldn't, you can definitely get in some trouble. But yeah, I agree. They should just be legal everywhere. But yeah, I mean, whatever. They scare the animals. They scared my dog and whatnot. So, yeah, let's move to drone shows. Fireworks are dated at this point. I get it. Sort of the whole rockets red glare thing, a sort of patriotic remembrance of the wars we fought in and stuff like that. But yeah, whatever.
What, what's
Move it along. Move
what's
it
the
along.
fireworks situation in Canada there, Steve? Legal, not
Well,
legal?
so where I am, it's only legal 6 days a year. So
Really?
basically, two holidays, Canada Day and Victoria Day, which is in May. And then the day before and after those holidays are also legal.
Oh,
Interesting.
So, yeah, that's
cool.
so
They
set them
have
all
fireworks
off.
stands and all that shit?
Yeah, yeah, they pop up in like fucking parking lots, these like
Yeah.
trailers with giant signs, like with those fucking inflatable tube guys all along like the main streets. Yeah, they're
So there's a cool store that I'll take you guys to if you ever come down here called the Fireworks and Halloween Store
oh
Ooh,
nice,
over
nice
in
combo.
Indiana, and it's exactly
perfect.
what it sounds like. Half of it's fireworks, the other half is Halloween. I'm like, this is cool.
That's cool. I do enjoy looking at the fireworks, like when I go into like a fireworks store, because they always have like interesting packaging on them. Like some they have like horror themed ones, and I think I saw one with like Art the Clown on it recently, and they have a bunch of crazy shit. So that's always cool to see. And fireworks stores can be fun for sure. But
Yeah, and speaking of fun stuff, Code Orange, everyone,
oh
it's starting to come
yes,
out. Like
it's
Halloween
it's
shit
been out.
is,
It's been
yeah.
out. I saw it like a month and a half
Oh,
ago.
really?
Like yeah, it's crazy,
Well,
dude.
the main stores anyway are
Yeah.
starting to put them out now. You know,
hmm
Michael's at home,
Yep.
Lowe's must be getting close, you know, that kind of stuff. So, yeah, pretty exciting time. It's like fourth,
Everyone is freaking out about this haunted mansion Starbucks cup.
yeah.
It sold out in like 10 minutes online. I'm sure people are going crazy at the stores and stuff. I mean, listen, I have like a million cups. I don't need another cup. I mean, sure it's cool, but yeah, man, hey, more power to you, I guess. The Stanley Cup craze too. Like I don't get it, but hey, whatever you enjoy. It's cool. Steve needs it obviously for his haunted mansion collection,
I
so
mean, need is a like
need all right.
if someone sees it, fine, but I'm not going
Okay.
on my way for this one. Yeah, it's just a
All
cup.
right.
So,
Steve's like Veruca from Willy Wonka did. I want it now. How do you guys feel about this new hairstyle I'm trying out? What do you think?
You growing it out?
Growing it out, slicking it back when I get out of the shower and then it dries like
Okay.
this.
All right.
yeah.
Thoughts?
I mean, very good for a podcast, but
Well, the people need
I'm
to know.
hoping it gets to
I
like kid and play
I throw a
type, you
little
know?
I throw a little gel in it, a little pomade
The,
maybe,
the problem
style
with
it
gel
in.
is I don't like the wet look, and I've yet
They
to find
sell
one that has a dry look.
they have you can definitely pick up some dry look ones. I do a little
Try
research
that.
online. Talk to you. Do you go to a barber? Do you go to
I
a
go to
hair?
fucking
You go to a
Supercuts or
salon? All
whatever.
right. Yeah, all
Salon
right.
my ass. Now I go to the $7 fucking military discount people.
There you go. Hey,
Yeah,
whatever. That's good.
you gotta save those dollars.
I do the beard trim, so I got to go to the barber, keep the beard looking all right. But
It's pretty sweet.
all right, I digress. All right, let's talk some horror, folks. All right, so why don't we get into the show and we'll start with what watched. So, gentlemen, tell me what you've been watching this week. Todd, you were a
Ooh,
busy boy, so I'm
busy
sure you got
boy.
a lot.
Busy boy. I'm gonna go with Sinners. I'm gonna start with Sinners here. It wasn't my first one I watched, but it's a hot topic. You guys both reviewed it pretty highly. At 5 or 4.5 each, something like that.
We both gave it
Five.
fives.
Both gave
Yeah,
fives. Okay.
I think a theater watch is so different too, though, than watching it at home. I think if I watched it at home, it might have been a little lower, but it's still my number one of the year.
Yeah, I wish I could have been on that discussion with you guys because I think I would have. I don't know. Who knows? Because we each have our own opinion, but I liked it. I thought it was fine. Like I didn't think it was groundbreaking. I didn't think it was terrible. My issue I had with it, and stellar cast, by the way. Michael B. Jordan is always fucking good. I love that guy. Haley, whatever's excellent. The whole cast rounded out is fucking phenomenal. I love the time period. I love how they made it feel like it was, like the 30s and things like that. Pretty cool. What I didn't like about it is that I felt that one, it took a little bit too long to get to there, get to the kills and stuff like that. Even though I like the characters, I still want to get quicker. And I can't help but compare it from Dusk Till Dawn, but it like a different time period. Like you got the whole um, with both films, you have the criminal brothers essentially, right? And then they go to this place that happens to be ran by vampires, and the vampires attack. The difference with that is from Dusk Till Dawn, actually, like when it hits, the horror doesn't stop. But I felt with the vampires in this one, we kept having a lot of breaks that didn't really make the story go further. And I started getting frustrated too with like it seemed like every other scene, once the vampires are established, it's another vampire trying to convince someone to get in the building. It's like how many times we have to see the same thing? First it's the white people, and then it's like a couple of the black characters, and then it goes back to Haley's character, and then it goes back to the brother character. I think like 4 or 5 different vampires like do the same exact thing where they go to the door and like, hey, let me in. It's cool. And like, no, you can't come in. The next one comes in. Instead, like it didn't work one time. Let's figure something out. And then once the vampires get in, I thought they're way too easy to deal with. That being said, I still had a good time with it. I didn't love it right now just because of the year and how shitty it's been. It's in my top 10. I think it's like 6 or something out there, but I've only seen like 8 movies. So I give it a 3.5 out of 5. Like I said, wasn't mad I watched it, didn't love it, and yeah, it was okay. But I'm kind of bummed out I didn't like it. Maybe that's to do with so many people hyping it so much, and I kind of had it on a pedestal already. When it didn't get there, it dropped down a bit. But yeah, I thought the vampires looked really cool. The red eyes is fucking badass. And when the blood came, it was pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, I think those are all valid um critiques for sure. It definitely takes its time for sure. I'd be interested to see how I feel about it on a rewatch. I've yet to rewatch it since theaters, but
When's the last time you guys gave a new movie a 5 star?
that's it. I think
Uh,
we discussed it on the
Yeah,
podcast.
I did for Godzilla -1.
That's it. Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, that, I
Um,
have that. I haven't watched it yet though.
Oh,
yeah,
so good.
but that also might be a theater thing, right? Like
Mhm.
I
seeing
don't know.
them.
I prefer though watching it at home though. So
Yeah, anyway, I think you'll like it, but that's the only other one that I gave like a new movie to, and also Sam and Maddie make a zombie movie, but that's for different reasons. It's
Mhm.
like I felt emotional because of
yeah.
how like good it was to the horror genre. But anyway, check it out. But yeah, those are the other ones I've given tens as far as new movies go for horror. For non-horror, I'm a little more lenient, but yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I couldn't think of anything I really disliked about it. And I think obviously, like I said, being in the theater, but like all my critiques were so minor. I'm like, man, it's like a 4.5 or a 5. And I think us just hyping it up, it's definitely, I think people will, 5 might be a little strong if I'm being honest, but it's it's probably the best horror movie in my opinion that I've watched like this decade. So I'm like, it deserves it if it's gonna go there. But yeah. All right, I'll go next. My first one, and well, I guess I can talk about Summer School because there's some horror elements in it. For those of you who have never seen Summer School, it is a comedy, but it does have Shawnee Smith in it, and also two of the characters, Chainsaw and Dave, are massive horror fans. Huge Texas Chainsaw Massacre reference in there. They also do a scene where they kill all the students and stuff. So there's a lot of really fun horror elements in the movie as well. If you've never seen it, fantastic, fantastic 80s comedy. Have either of you guys seen Summer School? No? I love it, man. It's just like a perfect 80s comedy, and this is the perfect time to watch it because it's about a group of kids who are basically like misfits in school and they all have to go to summer school, and a teacher is assigned who doesn't want to be there, and he's basically threatened that he won't get his tenure if he doesn't do this summer school program, so he has to be there too, and he's like a surfer dude. And yeah, it's a comedy, but like I said, there's some really big horror elements, fun horror elements in it as well. So I would definitely recommend it. I'd give it a 4 out of 5. So check it out, Summer School. It's should be available, honestly, pretty much anywhere.
All right. My first one is a movie I watched over on Tubi, and you can thank Todd for this one, and that is 2012's 6 Degrees of Hell, which was the punishment movie for losing Q2. So this is, it's a weird one. Basically, it's this like group of like ghost hunters, and you have kind of a psychic, and they're investigating a death of one of their friends. They're trying to figure out what happened, and a bunch of like bullshit story plots that really don't come together happen for like an hour. And then all of a sudden they go to a local haunt, which I fucking love. Like anytime you have like a local haunt setting, I'm all for it. And honestly, that's where the film gets semi-interesting, is this group going to that haunt and dealing with different things, and you don't know who's part of the haunt and who's maybe like a ghost or a demon or something. And it's not like that bad for the last half hour, but the first hour is just a slog. I mean, we're talking about unnecessarily complicated characters that are poorly developed. It just doesn't do anything unique or interesting. It's just like I just want to get through this film type of thing. And then, they finished the film, wrapped it up. Director's like, you know what this film is missing? It's missing Corey Feldman smoking an e-cigarette and kind of explaining the plot to a police officer, but it's completely unrelated to anything in the movie. It just like every so often, Corey Feldman and his fucking blonde hair, but one like brown hair highlight that he likes to have that fucking thing in his face. Yeah, just smoking that e-cigarette and just talking like mysteriously and stuff. And it's just, god damn, it felt so shoehorned in. I don't know who thought, oh man, people are really gonna watch our movie now with this, involvement. So yeah, it's a fucking weird movie. I give it 1 star out of 5, which, not the worst, I guess, but definitely not something I would recommend. So that's 6 Degrees of Hell over on Tubi.
I forgot about that. I gotta watch that.
Get in next week for me. Get in.
Next week. I'll be on vacation, but I'll watch
Oh,
it.
well, you know what? At your leisure.
You
At
got
your
it.
leisure. Got a lot going
In
on. I
2 weeks.
understand.
6 degrees. What's it called again? 6 degrees of hell.
Of hell, yeah.
All right, I'm writing it down.
And I solely picked it because of the Tubi like thumbnail of Feldman and his blonde hair. I'm glad it didn't disappoint. All right, my last one here is 2021's The Righteous, which I watched on the Arrow Blu-ray that I've had sitting around for a while. That I actually got from you, Joe, at the silent
Oh,
event. Yeah,
very nice.
No one selected it. I said, "Hey, I'm taking this." You're like, "Cool."
That's right.
Yeah, and I really like this one, man. Shot in black and white and it's very crisp. It's not a gimmick. Like the lighting is excellent, cinematography is great, and kind of like a newer director too at the time of this too. And essentially, it's about this father that leaves the church because his young daughter dies, and naturally has some qualms, and like this his religion backing him up, like I'm a fucking father, like what the hell. Lives with his wife. They're very old too. They're not very old, but they're in their 60s, and they had a young daughter. It turns out she was adopted, and the little girl didn't know. But I digress. Randomly in the woods, like he finds this young adult, maybe 20s or so, young man. He's like, "I'm hurt. Can you please take me in and help me? I was supposed to meet my friend, blah blah blah." So he's kind of like, we're on edge. Like, is this guy like trying to murder them, rob them? What's the deal? Um, he takes him in, of course, and then lies to the police officer saying, "Oh no, that was my nephew. I didn't mean to call the cops. It's cool." And his wife is like, "What the fuck?" But then the young man grows on them, and they kind of like treat him as their son because they just lost their daughter, trying to deal with it. They treat this guy as their son, right? But then it turns out he kind of has semi-nefarious intentions. But I'm not gonna tell you what, because I really recommend watching this movie, especially for the twists and turns that come about. So that's The Righteous. I gave it a 4 out of 5. That was on Blu-ray from Arrow. Let me see real quick if it is streaming anywhere. Yes, it's on Shudder. So
Oh,
go ahead and check that bad boy out. Like I said, 4 out of 5.
excellent.
Yeah.
All right. My last one tonight is a 2025 release, and the movie is called Bring Her Back. This is from the directors of Talk to Me, which I loved and was I think it was my number one movie from just a couple of years ago. Or was it last year? When did it come out? 2 years ago? Last
2 years
year?
ago.
I don't know. 2 years ago. Okay. From
Time's
2 years
flying,
ago.
man. Time's
What the
flying.
hell was my number one movie last year then? I don't even remember now.
Beetlejuice,
What,
Beetlejuice.
No.
what was last year?
The hell
I don't-
came out last year?
I don't remember a single fucking movie from last year.
Neither do I.
I remember. Let's see, 2024.
Hold on.
Oh,
I'm pulling
man.
my top 10 of 2024
I get
list.
The Substance.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
all right. This Substance was
Oh,
mine
Late Night
too.
with the Devil, Strange
Yeah.
Darling, Oddity, Substance.
Yeah, it was a good
Heretic.
year last year, actually.
It's
yeah.
actually a good year.
All right, but anyway, so Bring Her Back. This just released on VOD pretty recently. Yeah, man, I was really excited to check it out. I had heard some buzz about it and whatnot. Never got to the theater to see it, unfortunately, but as soon as I heard it was streaming, I had to check it out. This one follows a brother and sister. The sister is blind. The brother is 17. Following a tragedy, basically they are forced to go into foster care until the brother can turn 18, which is just a few short months. Because the brother wants to be his sister's caretaker. They go and live with this woman who's already taken care of a boy. This boy is very quiet, very weird, very odd type child. And the brother and sister kind of don't know what's going on with him. And basically from there, the mystery sort of begins to unravel about what is up with this woman, what is up with this kid that she has living with her. And yeah, I'll leave it there because, this movie has a lot of sort of twists and turns throughout its runtime. I had an inkling at points of where it was going to go. I wished it went slightly different in the direction it ended up taking, but I don't hate the direction it went in either. The movie definitely has like a lot to say about certain elements, and I won't spoil anything. But there's a couple of sort of core themes. The movie definitely takes a bit of time to get going, I would say. but there's some really, really cool and shocking scenes in here that even had me sort of looking away, not wanting to watch it. There's one scene in particular that really got me. There was also one scene that made me say, "Oh shit," out loud. So yeah, man, it's a ride. It's definitely a wild ride, for sure. And I really, really enjoyed this one. I did not enjoy it as much as Talk to Me, but I still really, really dug this one, and it's my number two right now, right behind Sinners. So I give it a 4 out of 5, and that's Bring Her Back from this year.
Nice. Look forward to watching that one. So my last one this week is continuing my year-long project where every month I get a recommendation from someone on Discord and then I give them a recommendation back. This month it was from our buddy Eric, and he gave me 2017's Tragedy Girls. And in exchange, I gave him 2020's Hunter x Hunter, which I think we all liked. So his review of Hunter x Hunter is never kill the dog, which I agree. Fuck you, Eden Lake. Do whatever you want to human characters, but the dog always deserves to live. This is the perfect example of a slow burn with a good payoff, a building sense of dread increased by certain discoveries throughout, and a brutal ending. Well acted by the main characters. The cop characters were probably the weakest, but they weren't the focus. The fact that he was still alive at the end gave me 7 vibes. Absolutely brutal. So glad he liked it. And as far as Tragedy Girls, which I watched over on Prime, yeah, I really dug this one too. It's a story of two girls who are really obsessed with like serial killers. So they kidnap a serial killer from their town, and they basically want him to like mentor them to become serial killers themselves. But they want to become like legendary serial killers, so they really like kind of planning it out so that it looks the best and goes viral. And they just start killing people in their school, in their town. And yeah, it's like a really surprisingly upbeat film, like a lot of like bright colors and a lot of cool gore. And I liked this film a lot. The characters are great. The gore is awesome. The kills are just like unique, and I really enjoy that about the film. The score is banging. Yeah, there aren't a lot of like negatives on this, except it's one of those movies that I find you really have to like accept the fact that they're getting away with this because there's just no fucking way that the police is that dumb. It's so obvious that they're the killers. Like that as a viewer, but people in this town should know because they're involved like in every killing somehow, and it's just this whole thing. Kevin Durant plays the serial killer that they kidnap, and I like him a lot, but his involvement could have been a little bit better in my opinion. And yeah, they were just like sloppy with the details, and the ending I was kind of like on. But overall, I would highly recommend this one. I gave it 3.5 stars out of 5. That is Tragedy Girls that you could watch over on Prime.
Excellent. I don't remember. I watched that, and I don't remember like anything about it. Honestly, it was so long ago. But Hunter x Hunter, man, that one is so underrated, and I don't feel that's like another one. I feel like the only reason we watched it was because we got a screener for it because we interviewed the director, and that's like another one. I feel like this year's found footage is one that's gonna like fly under a bunch of people's radar, and is like a great movie that more people should check out for sure.
And Devon Sawa, so
Yeah.
Is that the Devon Sawa one?
Yeah.
it is.
Where,
Yeah.
like someone shows up at their house or something in the woods.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sort of. Yeah. There's like a serial killer too, like on the loose or something. It's been a minute,
Oh,
but
and, like
yeah.
the
There's like
daughter
a
has a
there's like
rough
two
ending.
cops. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good movie
Yeah,
though. Very
got
good
it.
movie. All right. Thank you, gentlemen. And now it is time to bust out the books, Todd. Oh my God, look how big that book is he's getting out. Oh my God. Jesus.
Oof.
All right. Bust it out, Todd, and let us know the scores
Hold on, my
for
arms are
trivia.
shaking. It's so heavy.
It should all be zeros though, I think.
Well, I mean, I got 5 years to fucking book, so zeros, baby. Q3, game number 1. Let me remind you of the scores, though. Overall, myself in the lead with 37, Steve right behind me, 35, Joe right behind him, 31. Any man's game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going taglines today, boys.
Oh,
3 taglines.
so
Ready?
hard.
Tagline number 1. You see them on the street. You watch them on TV.
Mm.
You might even vote for one this fall.
Wow.
You think they're people just like you. You're wrong.
Oh,
Dead
They Live.
wrong. Correct.
Sounded like yeah.
Dead wrong. Steve
Excellent.
on board.
Okay, I'll allow it.
All right. Well, you got it right. It's all.
Right.
All right. Let's start off with a trivia question. And mine are
A trivia question? Yes. Awesome.
And my theme tonight is summer themed
Oh, nice.
Summer love
horror films.
had me a blast.
So number
No, we're
one
not gonna sing
in
Grease?
the summer loving
Had
had me so
fast.
fast. John Travolta. He is
Came
the
in my
man.
ass.
Oh,
Wow.
wow,
Whoa.
that's
That's the director's cut.
it may have happened. I don't know.
That's a
I
great
don't know.
movie, though.
Sandy,
All
she was
No,
very
no.
very
We should
nice.
review Grease because there's some fucking weird elements in that movie.
Mhm.
Is there?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's been a minute.
40-year-olds playing fucking 14-year-olds.
Yes.
Come on.
True. Rizzo.
Rizzo's like
Moments.
fucking 40 and Kanicki's fucking like 37 with a felony on his record. Anyway. Go
Listen,
ahead.
Is there a whole like theory that one of the characters doesn't exist?
Yeah, Sandy.
Yeah.
The theory is she drowned because it's
Oh,
allegedly
I remember hearing about that. Yeah.
allegedly Zuko saved her from drowning. That's how they met. But then they ride off in a car that fucking
Yeah,
flies
flies
at the
at the
end.
end,
Right.
yes.
So this is all her
Yes.
dying wish or whatever.
Right.
Mhm. I like it.
Let's fucking review it for April
Part,
Fools
I
next
guess
year.
I actually enjoyed part 2 as well with
Oh,
Michelle Pfeiffer.
okay.
Most people hate it.
Michelle Pfeiffer is fucking beautiful.
Well, she's a babe
Mhm.
in it, yeah.
God.
All right. In the film Midsummer,
Yep.
where do the characters travel to for the festival?
Sweden.
Sweden is correct. I
Yeah,
think
boy.
Todd got it first.
By like a nanosecond. But yeah.
By a nanosecond.
All right. So Katie, Black Lagoon Girl, over on
Katie.
our Discord, sent me this question and then thus set the theme for this night,
Oh,
Ooh.
and that is
Grease.
horror dogs.
Oh,
Okay.
So her question: what is the name of Terry's dog in Friday the 13th Part 2?
Or part what?
2.
2.
For duh.
The Hot Shots reference. I don't know.
I just watched this like last year
But
too.
I'm definitely adding this to the book right now.
That's a good question though, yeah.
Myself.
Derek.
Wrong. You guys want another guess? I'll tell you. It's
A dog name.
no. It's food.
Oh,
Food.
Yeah.
Biscuit.
Wrong.
That's a good guess though.
That's a very good guess. Yeah. But no.
Biscuit's like
One last guess, Joe.
probably something
food?
dumb like soup or some shit.
Yes, it's soup.
You never know, dude.
That'd be awesome.
Cookie.
Cookie is a good one.
You're both really close. It's actually muffin.
Muffin.
So what was the name of the dog in Friday the 13th Part 2?
Terry's dog in Friday the 13th Part 2.
Okay. Muffin. I'm writing that one. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Katie, for the question.
Terry's dog. Should have done that. Okay. Back to me. Tagline. Let's go with that one's too easy. All right. No, that one's too easy too. We all had 2 easy ones, right? Okay,
No.
here's one. A film we all watched
Mhm.
this decade, so we got 5 years to work with, right? When the past lets you in, the truth will come out.
Mm.
When
Came
the
up this decade, you said.
we'll go 2021.
Okay.
When the past lets you in, the truth will come out. I will
Is
say
it
that
one we reviewed, or is it just?
I don't know. I don't think we ever did a show for it, but it definitely ended up on our. No, because I think you saw it after the year ended, if I remember correctly, Steve.
Oh, that
But
gives
I think
some-
Joe and I both put it on our top 10, or maybe I have that reversed. But one of you guys didn't see it in time.
Say one last time. When the past.
When the past lets you in, the truth will come out.
Sounds very familiar.
Very popular director who
Mhm.
had a lot of good horror movies in the 2000s. And
Malignant?
incorrect.
Good guess.
Was that year? I don't know. Like, I find this decade like.
Dude, I think
Anyway.
like I guess time speeds up when you're old, man. 'Cause fuck, like
Yeah.
time's like speeding up. When the past lets you in, the truth will come out. From 2021, very famous director. If I gave you his movies, you'll get it too easily. Going once. I'll say that it has. It's one of those movies, right, where something's happening in the past, but we also have a current trajectory, and then they mesh. So like, are we following some girl in the past? Are we following the girl in present time? Are they
Hmm.
related somehow?
I have a guess, but I'll let Joe go
Okay,
first.
Joe, what you got?
I go for it, Steve. I got
Steve.
nothing.
Is it the Night House?
The Night House is incorrect. Going
Good
once,
guess though.
going twice.
Nothing.
Last Night in Soho.
Oh yeah,
That's a good one.
yeah,
Yeah.
makes sense. Good one.
Decent movie.
All right, 3 letterboxed reviews. Can you
Nice.
guess the movie?
Yes.
All right. Flexes that late 70s slashers formula that in a few short years would be perfected for mass consumption via numerous genre icons and directors. This film is a strange little picture filled with ton of idiosyncrasies that make it such a special gem in my eyes. Plus, it serves as a timestamp of grim Fandango 70s horror movies that shaped the genre for every decade since.
Great review.
Yes. Okay. Number 2. I'm going on record saying this is the creepiest movie ever made that was rated PG. Essentially a mashup of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Herbie Hancock's Rocket music video. If you're a horror fan and you've never seen this film, you need to rectify that immediately. And finally, I have a feeling this guy and Leatherface would get along.
I'm just gonna throw one out there, even though I think I'm wrong. Repo.
Incorrect.
Okay.
You said it was the 70s?
Yes.
Oh, it's actually in the 70s. I thought it was just referencing the
I'll let-
70s.
I'll let-
I will say, I'll give you the year. It's 1979.
1979. Wow.
This guy knows.
Go ahead, Steve. I don't know.
We have definitely all seen it. I'm
1979.
pretty damn confident.
I'm
You
gonna
get
go
along
with
with Leatherface.
the town that dreaded sundown.
Oh,
Incorrect.
that's
Good guess,
76,
though.
I think, right?
No.
79. The Driller Killer.
Incorrect.
Dang. What you
The
got?
film is 1979's Tourist Trap.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. I like it.
All right. Another dog question. What is the name of the dog in Halloween 1978? Like the original.
Lester.
Correct.
Lester's annoying me again.
Yep.
Wow.
And then she says, never mind, because he's dead.
He
And
kills
you go,
that
"Look,
dog."
Fuck, dude.
Spoilers.
Beautiful German Shepherd, too.
Mhm.
Yeah, spoiler. Back to me.
Yep.
Last tagline of the night. All right, ready? It's a quick tagline. He's dying for followers. He's dying.
Oh, yeah, it's oh fuck.
Followers.
God, what's the name of
Oh,
it?
it's on the tip of his wee wee.
Yeah,
Dying
I definitely know what it is. It's
He's dying.
oh, for fuck's sake.
A relatively new movie.
Yes.
Oh.
Deadstream.
Yeah, you got it.
Oh fuck. I even
It sucks
fucking
when it's-
interviewed
it's
him.
there, yeah. It sucks when it's there and you
Yeah.
can't fucking grasp it.
I
Nice.
missed what's his face from Starship Troopers, Casper Van Dien's interview because of that.
Oh, that's right.
Because it was at the same time.
Same exact time.
Is there a better interview than Casper Van Dien? That's a great interview.
It's a great.
Joking,
I mean,
yeah.
It's a
there's
good
some
one.
classics for sure, but
Just
it's
his
good.
energy is really good.
I think. Well, I won't say the problem because Alice Lucy was really cool too, but it's always a little less interesting to me when there's more than one. I find it takes away the energy. But Alice Lucy was cool too, so that helped for
Mhm.
sure. But, yeah.
Indeed. Back to me.
Yep.
Okay. Guess the movie based on the IMDb information. This movie was released in the year 2021 with an R rating, clocking in at 1 hour and 49 minutes. Categorized as slasher horror, supernatural horror, suspense mystery, teen horror, drama, just plain horror.
Just
and
plain
mystery.
So everything
Did it-
basically.
Did it really say?
Yeah.
Did it say plain horror for real?
No, just it's
Oh.
horror. Just horror. Yeah. Currently sitting at a 6.7 out of 10 over on IMDb with a Metascore of 61 out of 100. Director Lee Janiak.
Oh, I thought you could say Lee Winnell. I was
No.
could have been.
Oh, I'm gonna meet him at a con coming up. I'm so excited for that.
Oh, are you? Nice.
Yeah, first time I've ever seen him.
Nice. Tagline: Find the truth.
Find it. You better find it.
And the cast: Emily Rudd, Ryan Simpkins, McCabe Sly,
His name,
Matthew Zuck, Benjamin Flores Jr.
Junior.
That's all I got.
That's it? Really? Is that the
I
whole
would've got
cast?
it if
Or?
it was Benjamin
Yeah.
Senior.
I'm leaving out one actress.
Okay, one actress. I'm gonna. Are you giving me any more hints?
Remember the
before
theme.
this? Summer.
Might help you.
Summer 11. 2021.
hmm
Uh,
We did review this for the
Did-
podcast.
did we?
Great.
Oh, I feel like I need to have a list open in front of me.
Yeah, I do, but I won't cheat.
You can cheat. Yeah, if you got the list in front of you, cheat.
I won't
bud.
do that.
Vicious Fun.
Oh, that was a good one.
Incorrect. Good guess.
I'll go Night House again. I think it's Rachel.
Night House is incorrect.
It's in the summer, right?
Let me think
Why is
here.
that?
If I
Sure.
give you this actress, it will definitely give it away. But I'll give it to you. Anyway, actor, actress, Sadie Sink.
Oh,
What was she in?
she was in Fear Street.
Correct.
Oh, that's right.
Fear Street Part 2, 1978.
I thought she was in the one that went back in time too.
She was
66,
only in that
probably.
one. Was she? I don't know. I thought she was just in the first. Maybe she was in the third. I
You're
can't
gave me.
remember.
You're gave me. No takesy backsies.
All right, I'll pick out.
What was the one she was in with like the devil and the kid and like he's like the devil's son and they think he's allergic to sunlight, but he's really like got devil's blood in him, and they take him to that organization
That sounds
and he snaps and kills
extremely
everybody.
familiar.
that
Oh,
Eli?
the whale.
No,
Yeah,
oh,
the whale.
The
Yeah.
whale, no.
It's not Eli.
Oh, Eli. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
She wasn't in
no,
that, though.
Eli's the one with the girl from Halloween.
Oh wait, she wasn't Eli. Yeah, that's it then.
Was she?
Yeah. Yep. She was
Ah.
Haley in Eli.
Which is the
yeah.
one with the girl from Halloween that has a son as a monster?
That we watched too.
Son. That's called Son.
Son.
Is it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Eli, we
There-
actually reviewed.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
I think
Eli.
we definitely talked about Son too,
Yeah, we might have done
at
that
some
double
point.
episode with the director with
Yeah.
the canal, maybe and Son.
because Son for sure. I think we interviewed. I don't think
Yeah,
we interviewed anyone for Eli.
I like Son. Sounds good.
No.
Yeah, it was good.
All right, last dog one. What is the
Okay.
name of the dog in Poltergeist?
Oh, I just watched this for fucking Toby Hooper, dude.
And if Joe had done his homework, he also would have watched this for Toby Hooper.
I tried, man. I
I'm not
can't
gonna
get
watch
behind
Poltergeist again.
No,
man.
I
I've
know,
seen it
that's
fucking
a-
a million
yeah.
times. Man. I remember what the dog looks like.
That's
Yeah.
yeah.
Describe him for the point.
He was like pretty white and fluffy.
He's a little white dude, right? Little white
yeah,
fluffy guy.
he was like pretty
Four
medium,
paws, nose.
mid-sized.
yeah.
Tail, teats.
It's
Yeah. Any guesses?
Robbie's the son, and they go with the dog.
Yep.
And
I'll give you guys a hint.
Move the headstones, but not the bodies.
There's a Disney character named after this same name.
No
Interesting.
one fights like Gaston.
lady.
No, it's not Lady either.
That is a good guess.
The answer. Oh, you want another one?
Alice.
No, wrong. So the answer was Buzz.
Buzz Lightyear.
Mm.
I never would have got that.
Me
in a
either,
million
'cause that's
years.
before Buzz Lightyear's time.
Yep.
Okay.
Tough day. Tough night.
Tough night for Joe. 0, Steve 2, myself 3. Corner number 3, firing all cylinders, as you can see.
All right. Thank you. And now it is time for our main event of the evening, 2008's Eden Lake, directed by James Watkins and starring Finn Atkins, Jack O'Connell, Michael Fassbender, and Kelly Riley as Jenny. Plot: when a young couple goes to a remote wooded lake for a romantic getaway, their quiet weekend is shattered by an aggressive group of local kids. Totter,
Yes.
that wasn't the best plot. It really doesn't tell you a lot, but I think you can tell us a little more. So why don't you take it away?
I will give my my shot here. Michael Fassbender and his teacher girlfriend they're like, hey, let's go hang out, let's get away from the city, let's go out to the woods. There's this like place I used to, go to. They go to a pub. It's kind of like this is not how I remembered it. And she's like, whatever, cool. Kind of established early on, Michael Fassbender's kind of a pussy, dude.
Oh,
Doesn't stand up for himself. Like
come
people are
on.
rowdy, he doesn't say anything. People are outside the hotel room. He's just fucking like, hey, they'll go away, blah blah blah. His girlfriend is a smoke show, and she's kind of naive, dude. Like she thinks the best of everyone. And unfortunately we live in a world where not everyone's fucking chill, dude. They drive the little Jeep through the fucking woods like a couple of maniac idiots. Like you're gonna fucking
Oh,
pop a tire, you morons. Um, they go to this lake that's secluded. They're hanging out, having a great time. These fucking kids, dude. Like six of them and a dog. They show up and they're bumping music. They're getting rowdy. The dog keeps coming over there and fucking with Kelly Riley's character. Michael Fassbender's still a pussy. Um, he like, like, hey, hi, mates, can you like keep it down? Me and my girlfriend over here, and they're like, fuck off, you looking at my tits? And he's like, what he should have said is like, fuck you, you little bitch. That's when he should have slugged the main guy in the face. That was his first fucking thing to do. Secondly, this guy walks by, takes his dick out from like 3 feet away from his girlfriend, shakes it in her face. That's the second opportunity he had to knock his ass out. They're fucking like 16 years old, dude. You're a grown ass man. You're Michael Fassbender, dude. You're fucking cut. Even the girl in the town, the waitress is like, well, they're not gonna like he kind of complains, like, hey, there's some kids, they're kind of being assholes. Like, well, they're not gonna be a problem for a big, strong man like you. Yeah, bitch. Take her fucking advice. Either you regulate on these little punks or you just leave. And the safer option is to just leave, right? There's so many opportunities to leave in this film. I am so mad at the entire cast of characters. They're little kids, they're not scary, they're little bullies. You're a grown man, do something about it, or fucking leave. You got your girlfriend. If it's not your mentality to confront somebody, I get it, not everyone is, that's fine. But what we got to do is leave the situation. Not only do they don't leave, but they keep escalating things with them where we already established that he's not the escalating type. And it gets to the point where now no one wants to hear their shit. Um, they don't want to confront the people the way they should. And now we're literally fighting for our lives because we ignored all these warning signs and all these risk signals and alert signals and blah, blah, blah. And we didn't leave. And now we're fucked because they stole our car. They popped our tire. We're at some point sneaking around their house. Their parents are fucking assholes. And now Michael Fassbender and his girlfriend are literally fighting for their life against these fucking little kids. And they're not little, 16, 17 years old, but you get my point. Um, Man, I think you described it, Joe, saying this is like when you only remember being mad about it when you watched it, and I mirror that, man. Like I said, there are so many warning signs, and honestly, you're at the point where you're not having a good time and you're worried about like you're in the mentality of you're not having fun, right? Either you're gonna be hostile or you're just gonna leave, right? So just fucking leave, man. And they refuse to do it. Like their ignorance or their arrogance, whatever you want to call it, costs them their lives. Spoiler alert. So like I was so mad at the decisions they made throughout this whole film. I was just rooting against them because I fucking hated them, but I also hated the villains too. So there's nobody liking here except for Kelly Riley because she's a sweetheart. But overall, yeah, man, I had a lot of issues with this movie.
yeah. So this was my pick. Yeah, I mean, when I hadn't seen it, I don't think since it like first came out, back in like 2008, 2009. And yeah, the only thing I remembered was just being it, me liking it, but also being like finding it very like frustrating to watch. And yeah, I mean, I think to me, it holds up. I still liked it on this watch. I totally understand Todd's gripes for sure because yeah, man, like most normal people would just fucking leave, like that makes sense. I would do the same. I mean, obviously they're like 16, 17-year-old kids, so you don't want to like fucking knock them out because then you're going to jail. Because they're kids and stuff like that. But man, there are fucking psychotic kids out there like this. So I found that to be like believable. Like, especially like when you find out, especially the main kid, I think his name is Ricky, his sort of backstory of his dad, like basically like being in jail his whole life and abusing him and shit like that. Like, there are fucking psychotic kids like this out there. And the other kids just being followers to me, like, made sense. And although they're not scary per se, like, man, like this, I like if I'm out in the woods with just me and my girlfriend and like a group of like 16, 17-year-old kids with fucking knives and shit like that is pretty fucking scary, like in some, sort of way. And especially when you can't escape them. So I enjoyed that aspect of it. But yeah, I mean, most normal people, would just leave, especially So like yeah, Michael Fassbender's character is a little shit for sure. Like and I disagree. I do think there is a character root for here, and it is the wife or girlfriend Jenny, because she didn't do anything wrong. Like Fassbender is just a very proud guy who, um, you know, didn't want to take the signs and leave. I'm leaving when I'm not leaving, I don't think at the beach right away. Eventually I'm getting up because I'd be like, we fucking got here first. Like these kids are just being assholes. They'll leave eventually. But when they didn't leave, yeah, I'd get up and go. But the second my tire is flattened, I'm fucking gone. Like I ain't coming back after that. You know what I mean? I'm like, these kids are just nothing but trouble. They're going to continue to fuck with us the entire weekend. But there are people out there that are like that are fucking so proud that they're like, fuck those kids. What can they do? Like, I'm gonna stay here. They're not gonna ruin our vacation. So I found it believable, but I people are different. But the one part, I mean, we get into it. So I'll save it. There is one part I found completely unbelievable. But overall, I liked it. I didn't like it as much this time around, I don't think, but I still found it to be a pretty solid watch.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know what that part is, but so I think I'm in like in the between you guys in this one. On the one hand, I was frustrated the whole time, like Todd, because it's like the decisions they're making were just so dumb, and it's just like one bad decision after another, and it just got like super frustrating as a viewer to be like, God damn, these people are stupid. You know, this could have been so easily avoided and easily kind of ended, but on the other hand, I was also really along for the ride. Like I was never once bored. I was like really into what was happening, and I was always curious to see where it would go next. Like would they escalate things, like and all that. So, and I was waiting because I hadn't seen the movie for the part of the revenge flick is to see the revenge, and I was waiting for that. And unfortunately, like spoiler, we don't really get that in this film. So that was frustrating, but. Definitely wasn't bored for the 90-ish minutes this film was going through. And yeah, there's definitely a few details that I have questions about, but overall, I'm glad I watched it, but not one I'd probably watch again.
Do you think the end game was always to kill them, or do you think it was once the dog is
They
sort
didn't
of
know when to stop,
killed?
man.
Right. I mean, they really didn't. I think they did enough when, fucking up his tire and stuff, but
Yeah.
then
They stole his
so
car.
right, stole his car and all that shit and obviously fucking with him. But do you think it would have ever gotten as far as it did if he didn't kill his dog?
That's the thing. And I was mad at Steve, the character Steve Fassbender, when he's like, it was an accident. Dude, shut up. Stop being a pussy. Like, they're literally attacking you, and this dog is part of it. I understand no one wants the dog to die, but the dog's out of control as well. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
He's not an innocent fucking person in this. He's not some little poodle that, got hurt on accident. This is a vicious dog that they were using in a vicious way. So absolutely that dog needs to get stabbed because what's the alternative? You get mauled and there's people here just watching you get mauled to death? No, unfortunately not. These guys pulled a knife on you and the dog was part of it and you got stabbed. So be it. But I think, yeah, because the kid says something like, "Don't leave me too, Bonnie," or whatever. So he clearly loves the dog.
Hmm.
And yeah, that's definitely maybe put it past the point of no return.
Yeah, I think the kids were just fucking with them and they want to see how far they could take it. I don't think their intention was ever to actually physically hurt them until the dog died,
Hmm.
and that's what really drove him to like, okay, now we're really doing this. So yeah, I think the dog is definitely the catalyst to it turning from fucking with them to like, let's murder them.
Hmm. Can I go into my biggest complaint about this movie though? That's just what the fuck was going on with him going into the house? Because that was like the stupid I gotta say, like that, I hated that scene. It's like, okay, like yeah, these kids are little assholes, but at what right-minded person is like, let me fucking park the car? Okay, maybe I understand that, but then just walking and then like walking fucking into the house and just fucking like exploring the house. That was fucking psychotic ass behavior, and he would have deserved anything he got once he entered that house.
I wrote that down too. Why is he going all the way in there? And to expand upon this, do you think if he talked to the guy's dad then and there, this movie wouldn't happen? Or do you think his dad's such a fucking prick?
It's a good question. I think the dad is a super, super prick, but I think if he's like, your son is like terrorizing me or something like that, he probably would have beat the shit out of the kid, and
Mhm.
it might have ended there. So,
Yeah.
but it could have went either way though, honestly. But
Yeah, we know what happened at the ending, but that's after
right,
some kids die.
right.
So I don't know.
I think the father would have, at the very least, told Steve to get the fuck out of town. Like I don't think he would have necessarily like, hit Steve or anything like that. But I don't think. Yeah, I don't know. Like this whole, yeah, I agree. This scene is stupid as fuck. It made no sense. Like
He's
it
like
just,
climbing out the window and shit.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It was such a weird fucking scene. It was so out of place too. It just,
Hmm.
I didn't really understand his motivation to be there. Like, what's he looking for?
I think he was originally going in to sort of confront them.
He
Um,
wouldn't confront them on the beach though. Why would he confront them in their own house?
right. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, or like, I mean, go into their backyard, you can hear them. Like, I feel
Yeah,
like
but what's his
instead
end
you're,
game? Do you think at that point Michael Fassbender's trying to be tough guy?
yeah, I think so. Like at that point, like they had just that's when they flattened the tire. So
Mm.
like he was so pissed at that point. I think he probably would have confronted them at that point if the father didn't come home. But like, why wouldn't you just like, if you're that mad and stuff, like why are you then slowly fucking lingering around the house? Wouldn't you just like go, you hear them in the backyard and you just go right into the backyard? I feel like this whole scene is really only set up to show that the father is kind of psychotic or whatever too, or whatever, or some sort of tension scene. But to me, it didn't work.
No, I didn't. Not at all. Um, I thought a scene was very funny when we cut to Jenny and she's hiding under a tree like a hobbit in Fellowship of the Ring. I thought that was just a really funny cut, but I don't know, man. Like, how do you get out of the situation? I mean, you don't have the movie if they make all the right decisions, right?
Right.
And
Yep.
there could have been better ways to keep staying in the forest. Like maybe that boy they see at the beginning that ends up betraying him. Maybe he's getting tortured, and then she's like, "Hey, we need to go help him," and that's the catalyst for staying in there. But there's no like no reason at all to stay in there, and I just can't get over it because there's
Well, I think it's because he wanted to propose to her, right? So like
then go somewhere
he
else.
had this idea for the perfect sort of weekend getaway, and he's like, these little shits aren't gonna ruin my engagement or whatever. But at a certain point, it's fucking spoiled, man.
Yeah, it's
Like,
done.
the kids fucking, terrorizing you on the beach, whipping their dick out and stuff. And then, the very next day, you're tired, getting flattened. That's the time to be like, all right, like this weekend's ruined. Like, we'll do it another time.
Yeah. And then when
And
the townspeople are the waitress is like, not my kids, like she's already
right.
defensive. So
Yeah.
like, okay, you have no allies. You're an outsider.
Yep.
Just fucking and you're to the point where you're crawling around someone's house, dude. It's not a cool weekend anymore.
Yeah.
Just get out, man.
Hmm. And yeah, and then they go, then the rest of it is just pure survival. I
Hmm.
did not expect Fassbender to die as quickly as he did, I guess.
Yeah.
Um
I thought he was gonna like
yeah.
sacrifice himself or something.
Yeah, it was
Mhm.
pretty fucking brutal too. I think that too is the scene where you're like, wow, these kids are not fucking around. They have legit knives or I mean, obviously they're all sort of at the mercy too of Ricky. They're sort of just going along because he's fucking scary. Like, so I could see that. Like the kids are like terrified of him and know that he is so fucking unhinged that he'll probably kill them too if they don't follow sort of along. So I found that to be believable. Like kids will follow the
Yeah,
leader
for
sort
sure.
of in those situations.
I
Yeah,
have a
Ricky's
question
sneaky
about.
was evil.
Yeah, I have a question about this scene though. So she like connects to Steve's phone to
Oh
dial
yeah, with the
999. I
hmm
didn't understand why she didn't just dial 999 on her own phone.
yeah,
I just because then I was thinking, is it because she doesn't have minutes? I'm like, but 999, which is the equivalent to 911, you don't have to have minutes on your
Yeah,
phone.
it's
It's like
emergency line.
it's emergency line.
hmm
So I don't understand why
the
she needed to connect to
only
his phone. She could have just
the
fucking phoned it from the woods, yeah.
agreed. I was thinking the same thing. Like the only thing I could even think of is like he had some sort of plan on it that he would have service out in those woods or something like that.
Mm,
But I don't know. Like, yeah, it didn't make much sense
maybe.
to me either. Yeah,
Mm.
I didn't understand that scene myself, honestly.
Yeah, I like how there's like nobody else in this fucking forest too. It's supposed to they have hiking trails everywhere. That
Well,
there's
it's like under
Yeah,
construction now and
it's under
stuff. So
development.
like
So
most
I don't
people aren't
know.
going
I
there.
guess.
So I was like, okay, I guess I can go along with that. It's a very desolate sort of area. No one, he kind of, I think, said that like no one really knew about it. It was sort of like a hidden sort of gem place. Although apparently all the
Yeah,
towns kids know about it.
little townies.
Yeah, man. And why is that kid helping the bullies though? Like
Probably not
he
to get
wants to
picked
be
on anymore.
accepted.
yeah,
Yeah, I
exactly. It's like
guess.
a way into the group.
Yeah, man,
It's
but like at
crazy.
a certain point, like you see this woman like basically like fucking almost on death's door. Like really, you're gonna like go along with a potential murder, and
Yeah.
it's just so you won't get bullied.
Yeah, which leads me to the scene I really want to talk about is the fire scene. So they're
That was
gonna
brutal.
burn, Steve and Jenny. Well, Steve's dead, but they're gonna burn him at the stake, basically. And Jenny gets away. Steve does burn, but then they just fucking take that kid, and they threaten to lighten him up, but
Yep.
she's like way gone. And they really, this should have been a bluff. Like, no, they just fucking light his face on fire, and you see it from a distance where his head is like engulfed in flames. That felt a little gratuitous to me. Like, that was,
Yeah.
to me, that was a little too far. I don't think even a shithead like Ricky would have gone that far for someone who's really not involved in this, especially after helping him.
Why did they kill him? I forget.
They
To
were just
try to get
threatening
her
to,
back.
yeah, to get her back, but she's way
She
gone.
ran
So,
off. Yeah.
She had every to just piggyback on that. She had every opportunity to get away too, and she stands there and watches so often. But
Mhm.
yeah, I agree. It was I don't know. We already know they're bad. Do we need another they're bad scene by killing this Indian kid?
I,
Is like, what the hell are we doing?
yeah. I mean, I thought
It's
it
brutal.
made me feel something. Like it made me feel really fucking bad for the kid. So like it worked. Gratuitous, sure, but I didn't hate it. It was brutal. It just made you realize that like, all right, these kids are brutal and they're even fucking more brutal than maybe you would even think.
Yeah. You
Ricky in
think that?
general.
Do you think this is the first time? Well, the first time they've killed people before? 'Cause they did it pretty easily.
Ricky maybe not. I think, but actual people, I'm gonna say yes because I think Ricky probably was like maybe
Psycho.
fucking torturing animals type shit or killing animals type. But I think this is the first time that they like he went full fledged because even like the friends were like they're used to sort of his fucking psychopathic behavior. But I think even they knew like he was crossing boundaries and they even try to stop him at points and he basically which I liked that in order for them to not tell like he's forcing them and recording them to be like we're all in this together and if we're not then you're fucked like I
Yeah, it's
am.
not gonna stand up in court though.
Well,
When he's
no.
on video saying, "You better do this. I'm recording you." Like, okay, I'm fearing for my life. I
Yeah, yeah, you actually see him like torture like a badger or something. That's
Mm.
when Steve
mm,
like finds them. I think that's in the woods, right? What they're doing
Yeah,
is like torturing a badger.
I don't
uh,
recall. Yeah, I don't
they
remember
had
that.
something,
It was
right?
like in a cage, like it was some
Oh,
kind of
that's
animal. It's tough
yeah,
to see
okay.
what it was because it was
Yeah.
dark, but they're like hitting it with stick. So I
Mm.
think there's precedence that they're torturing animals at this point.
Hmm.
But I don't. I agree. I don't think humans had been in the equation until the dog got killed.
They need
Yeah,
as the fucking hobbies, man.
I think yeah, I just think they liked fucking with people. Obviously, they were the town punks, and these were two outsiders. And yeah, like I said, I think if it never got to the dog being killed, I think it would have just been not harmless fun. I think is the wrong word, but just sort of them messing with them rather than it turning into a full fledged murder.
So once she escapes to the town, and we get the last fuck you to our character
Oh, there's
because
one more scene I would discuss before
yeah,
that. It's when she kills what I'll call the nicer of the kids.
Yeah, yeah.
When she's full
I
of
think
like
he is the
gross mud.
nicest. He is the one. He is sort of the I don't know, innocent one out of all this, I guess,
he's
because
Yeah.
still
like
stabbing people.
you never see, yeah, but he's like basically like for being forced to do this stuff, or else he's gonna get pounded. He never, because there were most of the other, I think all of them willingly did things. You know what I mean? He was the only one that didn't. You could tell really didn't want to do anything, but was being sort of forced into it because he was hanging out with the wrong crowd, which happens. Um, and yeah, that was another. I know you're gonna get into it, Steve, but that was another scene that made me feel bad, but at the same time, it's like kind of
Fuck them.
justified.
I felt bad because she really felt bad, like
Yeah,
but she's not a killer, right? She's not
right.
the reality of killing and the
But
thought of killing is,
They just burned your fucking
however,
husband's
yeah,
body, dude.
well,
okay, but
yeah,
listen, I'm all for that one kill because like she didn't know who it was, right? I don't
right.
think
Oh
it was
yeah,
just sort. But I'm gonna say she is a killer because she didn't have to fucking mow that girl
Yes, she
down.
did.
oh yeah.
She could have went to the.
No,
She could
she
have
should have
missed her.
done that.
She's under shock by that point.
They
Yeah,
Yeah,
burned her husband, guys. Like,
yeah.
come on.
Her
no,
dead
it was.
husband, mind
Trust
you.
me, it
Okay,
was.
well,
I was satisfied with it, but I'm also like, okay, like she probably could have avoided that girl at the same time too. But I didn't. But I would have done the same thing. So like, I
yeah, you're
don't
running
fault
everybody
her.
over, dude.
Yeah, she's in pure survival mode at that point,
Right.
obviously. But like, how many conveniences can this movie have too? Because like, okay, like she gets picked up and it's her ends up being the brother, and
Mhm.
then she gets saved and she ends up at a house. She crashes into a house and ends up being
It's the
the
kid's
parents of
dad.
all these kids.
And
It's
they're
like,
all hanging
really?
out together too.
It's just one plot convenience after the
Yeah.
next, which, I get it. Like a lot of movies are like this, right? Because like you're not gonna have a movie if these things don't happen.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're like, really? Could this woman have any worse luck?
Yeah, so she gets to the town and then, like you said, the only fucking people in this town are the parents of the bad kids.
Hmm.
And I forget, did they kill her on screen or did they just
It's
imply it?
off screen. It's
No, yeah,
implied.
they brought in her
Yeah.
too. You hear her like scream in the bathroom, and then the scream
Jeez.
just like stops. So,
It's brutal, man.
Yeah.
She's such a sweet lady.
mhm.
Yeah. I mean, it's brutal, right? Like, and I mean, yeah, like basically they're gonna cover this up because their kids,
There's no way though.
bad ones.
I don't think this.
You don't think they can cover this up? I mean,
No,
you
it's
see
too many
Ricky
people
delete the
involved.
videos on his phone. Yeah, but I mean,
Uh,
you're all in it together type thing. I mean, it's a small town. These are sort of it's a
yeah,
very
but they're
small
fucking
town.
cocksucking kids, dude.
They're
They're
sort of
fuck.
like redneckish, sort of backwoods type people. The cops will really only come. Well, there's 4 dead, right? I guess, or
The
4 or
cops are
5
gonna be
dead at
like,
this
so this
point.
school teacher, you're telling me, murdered your friends? That no, any fucking smart, reasonably smart detectives, you'd be like, these little hoodlums, and I guarantee have been arrested multiple times before. Definitely have a record, and these guys don't. There's something afoot there. I don't think these people are smart enough to cover their
Yeah,
tracks
I
completely.
mean, you might be right because, like, right, because that girl's dead. Unless they go and pick her up and hide her body too, I guess. I mean, because at that point, you're gonna have to burn the kids' bodies too, and be
And
like,
then
all these people went missing at once or whatever,
yeah, the Indian kid that
But
they
there's gonna
burned.
be
Explain
right,
that.
right. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Why'd you burn Michael Fassbender's body? Why is, you know what I mean? Why does he have multiple stab wounds? It's like,
I mean, you would
come
hope
on.
that the body was burned so much it goes to ash. Ricky is gonna go back with his parents or his dad or whatever, right, and try
Jesus.
to clean up this mess. Will they get away with it? Will they
I don't
not?
think so.
I don't know. I mean,
So
we'll
Ricky
see.
is in 28 years later, isn't he? He's the main Power Ranger guy at the end.
Is he?
Is he
I'm
really?
pretty sure that's the same guy. Yeah,
Wow.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't make that connection.
yeah, it's the same. I'm
You
fairly
know,
certain.
I think
Look
you
it up.
are right, actually, now that you say that. The blonde-haired kid?
The blonde, yeah, the guy from the beginning with the
Wow.
cross. Yeah,
I
he's the
think
main
you're
dude.
right, now that you say that, because the
Fuck
voice.
Ricky, dude. He's a psycho. Man,
Okay,
he needs to get his comeuppance.
Can I give you guys a Todd's gripe?
Yes, please.
Involving Ricky. So Ricky is this super bad character. He's killing people. He's torturing animals. He's doing all sorts of crazy shit.
He's a big tough guy.
So the scene where she kills like the nicer of the kids there, he picks up what is it, the map or a piece of the map on the ground. Most unrealistic thing ever is he actually goes and puts it in the garbage. He doesn't just
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
like throw it away, which I'm like, ugh, that no.
That's what got you, huh?
Yeah, I'm like, no, now it's unrealistic. Yeah,
Yeah. Unwatchable because of that scene.
unwatchable. Yeah.
So we thinking stunt dick on the beach?
Yeah, he's underage, so
Okay.
we
Well,
have
maybe
to-
not in the movie as a filming.
No, but like, yeah, it's probably a stunting.
Okay, stunts.
So
Stunt.
that's it. I have
That's such a fun thing to say, stunt dick.
Brett as being he's one of the bullies, I guess, but not
Brett?
Ricky. Brett is in 28 years later.
Oh, weird. Okay,
Um,
I thought it was the main
but
Ricky Stinky guy.
Is Ricky the main? He is the main bully, right?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Okay. Brett is the one in 28 years later. So one of the
Which
other
one was Brett
bullies.
then?
Jack O'Connell. To me, it looks
No,
like
no. Brett is the main bad guy.
Okay, Brett's the main. I thought it was Ricky. Okay, that's where I was
Yeah,
confused
we've
then.
been
Which is
calling Ricky the whole time.
Yeah, I
who
know.
the fuck is Ricky? I didn't even see Ricky in the cast. Oh
Yeah,
no,
you're right.
Did we just like
no, no, no. Ricky
invent
is
this name the whole time?
Ricky. No, Ricky's like ninth build on Letterbox. So I don't.
Okay,
I
I
think we
thought
got it wrong.
Ricky was the. Okay, all right. So Brett. All
Oh,
right,
wait, Brett. Yeah, that sounds
all
right.
right. Is Brett? All right. Well,
That's
Brett.
funny.
All right.
We're like,
Yeah. Look at his actor profile. That's
Yeah,
definitely him.
you're right. It is Brett.
Oh,
All
he's
right.
in
So
Sinners
Brett.
too. What the fuck was he in Sinners?
Oh, Yeah,
it's
Is
he
he
got to
was.
be. Yeah.
the main vampire guy,
He's
the white
one of the
dude?
vampire guys, right? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
big year for Ricky, not Ricky there.
Right. Brett. Apparently. All
Ricky, where I want to know where you got Ricky from. That's so funny.
right. I don't know.
We
I
just
mean,
I
talked
think-
shit about
one of the
him.
bullies is called Ricky, but
Yeah.
apparently the main, yeah, Brett. So Brett was the main bully. All right,
Fuck
whatever.
Brett, dude.
Same shit.
All my friends hate Brett. Well,
But, all right,
what else? Anything?
I think that's it. I mean, that's covered pretty much the whole movie. So, all right, let's get in to rating it, gentlemen. I'll start us off. Yeah, man, I think it's a good movie. Like I enjoyed it this time around. I originally gave this a 4 out of 5. I definitely on a rewatch, definitely, and watching it more with a critical eye, I definitely see some issues. Definitely. In this, obviously, that we sort of discussed. But I still think it's a really solid watch. I really enjoyed it. Like Steve said, I was never bored. I think it goes at a really nice pace, sitting at, almost 90 minutes exactly. Yeah, overall, I enjoyed it. And it definitely gave me sort of like that pit in my stomach in a few of the scenes there. And just a brutal ending, too. Obviously deals with, sort of toxic families, abusive families and stuff like that, too, which, you know, stuff like that will fuck up your kids essentially, and this movie shows that. So yeah, I like it, and it's definitely one I would still recommend. I give it a 3.5 out of 5.
Yeah, I wish I liked it more. Fassbender and I forget her name again, but they're both great actors. And I just, it's just I understand that movies have to move along and plot things need to happen, but you can do them a little bit more believable way. And there had so many red flags and so many chances, and I get that he's prideful, but man, you got somebody's safety, you got your wife's safety in your hands, and these guys have already done quite a bit to you. It's time to fucking leave. And I think they should have rewrote a couple things to make it more believable to explain why they would stay. And then we have every opportunity once we're in the actual horror segments of this movie to get away, and we still don't for various reasons. Like it's kind of unforgivable. So I give it a 2 out of 5. Well acted, extremely frustrating, and yeah, on Tubi for everybody if you want to watch it.
Yeah, and I gave it a 3 out of 5. Even though I wouldn't watch it again, and there are definitely a lot of issues, I was so along for the ride. Like I felt a lot of things, I was frustrated often and surprised and shocked. And if a movie makes me feel something other than boredom, I'm, I'm pretty good with it. Like, and this one just flew by, really. Just, I was really curious about where it was going next. So yeah, 3 out of 5 is where I feel like. And the only person I really feel bad about in this whole thing, it's not a person, it's a dog. When I found out that there was two of them, Bonnie and Clyde, man, that broke my heart. Like seriously, I actually like felt really bad about it. And of all the things in this movie, that's the only time I really felt bad.
Hmm. And what do our friends over at Letterboxd have to say about this one? Currently sitting at a 3.2 out of 5 over on Letterboxd, so sitting right there in between Steve and myself's rating. Alrighty.
This one have a theatrical? I don't remember.
I don't think it did. It may be in the UK, but I don't
Let's
know
see.
if it did in America. I remember watching it at home
Um,
when it had come out.
yeah, definitely didn't. The gross in US and Canada was $7,000, so
Oh
definitely
wow.
very, very, very limited. 4 million worldwide. So yeah, definitely UK release probably.
Yeah. Alrighty. And one of Fassbender's earlier films,
Yeah, this
right?
before he got famous.
Yeah,
So
right.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Alrighty. Well, that is going to wrap it up, folks, for this week's episode. I am off next week, but Steve, I'll be on vacation. But Steve, what do you guys have for next week?
So next week is actually the beginning of Shark Week, the proper Shark Week, which we kind of celebrate already with Jaws' 50th anniversary in June. But Todd and I are going right back to the Shark Well, and it's my pick, so I decided to make him watch The Meg 2, The Trench, which I only watch in theater, so I'm curious how it holds up on a second viewing. I know he didn't love The Meg, but maybe The Meg 2 is more his cup of tea. And also, as a bonus, I decided it wasn't good enough to review as the main feature because it's very hard to find. But I'm also finally going to watch Shark Exorcist 2 Unholy Waters, which both Todd and I backed and are executive producers on. So yeah, I'll do that on my watch. I just didn't feel it was like a main review type thing. So yeah, so both things to look forward to next week.
Excellent. I've never seen it, so maybe I'll try to watch it and give my review next week.
Did you see the first
or in
one?
2 weeks. Yeah, the Meg. Didn't we review it?
We covered on Three Guys Days.
Or maybe we covered it in the Three
Yeah.
Guys Days. Yeah. Yeah, I liked it. It was fun. This, stupid ass shark sort of turn off your brain type movie. But yeah, it was fun. Alrighty. So check out the Meg 2 for next week. In the meantime, you can keep up with the podcast, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Threads. Just search the Horror Squad Podcast. You can email us anytime, the Horror Squad Podcast at gmail.com. But the absolute best way to keep up with the podcast, of course, is our Discord. It's linked over on our Instagram, or you can send us a DM or an email, and we'll get you a link to join that Discord. A ton of channels to sift through over there. We have Movie Club every single month, hosted by Steve, which is currently in a two-way vote right now over on our Discord. Will it be Monster Island, or will it be
The Convent.
The Convent? Interesting.
Both
Both-
newish movies too.
Both new movies.
Actually,
all right.
Monster Island comes out that day.
Wow.
the day of the movie club and the Convents from last year, 2024.
Excellent. So if you want to watch either of those movies, do go and vote, although you're going to miss the vote. But you'll see, if you want to watch the movie, join Movie Club every single month, hosted by Steve. That you can only get that over on our Discord. So join. Don't forget, also, we have merch, tpublic.com, the Horror Squad Podcast. Hats just became available over there, as well as some other new items as well. So you can head over there and buy some merch if you'd like to support us there, or leave us a 5-star review on your favorite podcast app if you haven't already. And don't forget important dates, October 2nd through the 5th in Salem, Massachusetts, with the cast of Hocus Pocus for It's Just a Bunch of Halloween weekend. We will be there. We'll be hosting trivia. We will be there for pretty much all the events. So come on out and hang with us and the cast of Hocus Pocus in Salem, Massachusetts. It's just a bunch of Halloween.com for all details. And that is it, folks. So we will see you next week for The Meg 2. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.